How's it going, guys? I'm going to show you how to use Myfitnesspal app, which is used for tracking your calories and your macronutrients. So if you're trying to keep track of your foods you're eating throughout the day, you think you might be eating too much or too less, this is the perfect app to be able to track all of that. So I'm going to show you step by step. So basically, once you've downloaded the app and you've entered all your details in, this will be probably your first main page. If it doesn't come up, press this more button down here, and what that does, it gives you a list of things. So you've got like my profile, so if you want to change your picture or put a little bit of information about yourself, you can put that in there. But what we're going to go to first, which is obviously the most important thing, is going to be your calories, your macros. So depending on what you've chosen, that's where you're going to input the information. So if you click the goals one there, it'll bring you to this page, so your goals page. So what you want to do, first of all, your starting weight is obviously what you are now. So whatever you weigh now, put that in. So for me, I was 59.1 kilo. My current weight is sort of gone up slightly over the few weeks. So for your current weight, I would keep it the same, because if you've weighed yourself today, it's going to obviously be the same. Your goal weight, I'd put it maybe like 0.5 over or 0.5 under a kilo, just so that the app recognizes it. It's irrelevant anyways, because you're going to be weighing yourself out of the app. You're not tracking your weights inside the app. You're going to be doing it outside the app. Obviously, because it isn't very accurate for that. It's only purely just for tracking your calories and macros. Your weekly goal, just put it as maintain, because it's irrelevant. Same for the activity level. Any calories and macros should be based on your activity levels anyway, so just put that to whatever you like. Nutritional goals, so calories and macronutrient goals, I want you to click that one, and it'll bring you to the calories and macros page. So if you're counting just purely calories, click here where it says the calories button, and then just change it to your calories. So I'll just show you that now. So for me, for an example, just to keep it nice and simple for the video, I've put 2,000 calories. So if you're just doing that, that is all you need to do. You type in 2,000, you click this little tick button here, and then you'd go back. If you're going to be doing your macronutrients as well, you're going to want to press this button, so the tick button, and then click either protein, fats, or carbs. And it should bring you to this page here. So as you can see, it's based on ratios to the grams. So let's say, for example, you had 200 grams of protein and you had 170 grams of carbs. Obviously, this is just going to be set at a basic one. So this is just a basic one. So I would maybe change the ratio for protein down to 40% and maybe put 35% on the carbohydrates to sort of bring them roughly what they are. So whatever your macro goals are that you've been set, change them so they're roughly around the same. Fats are going to be the most important one, because they're obviously higher calorie per gram, so try and make sure that one's more perfect than the other two, if you can. And then I want you to click the tick button again. Once you've done that, it brings you back to this page again. So what we're going to do on the second part is we're going to go to the diary at the bottom here, so sort of bottom left of the screen. Click that button. Once you've done that, it brings up your diary for the day. So this is where you will put in your foods for the day. As you can see at the top, 2,000. So that was the calories that I inputted. My macronutrients are within them calories. As I eat the food, it will go here. The exercises are relevant, because the macronutrients that are set for you should be based with your exercise levels in there as well. So we're going to turn that off at the end of the video. And your remainings here. If you've had the same breakfast, you can literally just swipe it right. If you're on the iPhone, I don't know if it's different on other phones, but on iPhone, you literally just swipe it to the right, and it'd have the exact same breakfast or lunch or dinner as you had yesterday. If you've never used it before, which I'm assuming you haven't, otherwise you wouldn't be watching the video, you just click here, add foods, and it'll bring you to this is the breakfast part. So here's a couple of different meals or foods that I've had for breakfast. So what I'm going to do for my example is I'm going to use the whole grain rolled oats. But what you can do here is you can click the search button at the top, and you can literally search any food. So let's say, for example, I went to Tesco's and I brought a ham sandwich. I could type in Tesco's ham sandwich. More than likely it will be on there. Also as well, just for a little count on, anything with a little green tick is a verified food or drink. So that means that it's 100% accurate. Whereas these other ones here might not necessarily be 100% accurate. But it doesn't matter. If you can't find the green tick, it doesn't matter too much. But it's there just as a guideline anyways. You can also use this button here, which scans barcodes, which is pretty handy. Just ensure that you change the grams or milliliters to the exact food. So let's say, for example, you had 1 litre of fizzy drink that you bought from the shop and you only had half of it, so 500 mils. Make sure you change it to 500 mils, otherwise you're going to think that you've had more than you've actually had in the whole day. So we're going to go back down to here. So this is my example, 35 grams of rolled oats. And it brings you into the actual calorie values of that, basically, so all the nutritional values. So your protein, fats and carbs here. So if you're trying to keep an eye on that, we'll give you the values here. Your calories are here as well. If you've had foods together, so like I sometimes have protein and rolled oats together, you can click that just to add it in straight away. But what you want to do is, once you've scanned it, so I scanned this one, it comes up 40 gram serving. I didn't actually have 40 grams, I had 35. So what I've done is I've changed the serving size to 1 gram and I put 35 individual servings. So that total there ends up being 35 gram serving as opposed to the 40 which it says there. The way you can do that is you can just click where it says the 1 gram here, or whatever it will say on yours. Just click it. And as you can see, it gives you all different options. They're not always the same. Sometimes the list is longer, so you might have other options in there. So let's say you had an boiled egg. You might be able to put in there 1 boiled egg or 5 boiled eggs as a total. And then I want you to press this button after, once you've selected the amount of grams that you want. So you can see that's now added the food in. So there's my 35 grams of rolled oats. There's the calories. As you can see, it's added the food in, and my remaining here has dropped, which is obviously going to happen. Once you've put all your food totals in, so I've already put my food totals in for an example in the video, you'll come to the bottom of the page where you have your exercise, your water, and nutrition, which can be the important bit we'll look at. Exercise, don't bother adding the exercise in, because if you've already had your macros worked out for you, your exercise should already be involved within them macros or your activity levels. Water as well, don't even bother wasting your time unless you're trying to stay over sort of 2.2 litres a day or something. Water has no calories in it unless it's got sparkling water or flavour in it, so I wouldn't bother with that neither. So just click the nutritional button here, and it brings you to the macronutrient page. So what you want to do, it will probably be on calories, select it to the middle one, nutrients. So this will be purely only for people that are tracking macronutrients. So if you're just tracking calories, don't bother wasting your time looking at this. It's not really relevant to you. But for those tracking, for example, protein, you'd want your protein bar here to be close to the top as possible. So your total, that's my goal for the day, and that's how much I've got left. If you're tracking all 3 macronutrients, ideally you want all the bars as close to the top as possible. With the fats, be a bit careful not to go too far over, because there's 9 calories per gram as opposed to 4 calories per gram with protein and carbohydrates. So once you've done that, if you click the X button at the top, we're going to go back to, again, where you click the More button, and it brings up this page again where the goals were, where we set in all our macros and calories. What I want you to do is click the Steps button. It's usually on, and there might be other type of tracking on there, like for your exercise. Turn them all off. So I've just clicked on here. Don't track steps. It's irrelevant again, because if your macronutrients have been worked out based on your activity levels, you don't want to be putting the steps in there as well. Otherwise you'd just be putting in extra calories of food, and you might end up going into a surplus. If you're trying to lose weight, that's not going to be the best thing. So that's pretty much the end of the video. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me. So my email is philnewmanpt@hotmail.com, or what you can do is you can give me a message on my Facebook page, which is Phil Newman Personal Training, or just chuck me an inbox on my main page, and I'll answer any questions you got. Cheers for watching.